In the bustling city of Rome, under the azure sky of the Roman Empire, a man of ambition and cunning rose to prominence, Julius Caesar. His name echoed through the cobbled streets and resonated in the hearts of the citizens. Born into a patrician family, Caesar possessed an insatiable hunger for power that would shape the destiny of Rome. The streets of Rome buzzed with whispers as news of Caesar's triumphant return reached every corner of the city. His victories in Gaul and Britannia were celebrated with grandeur, yet ominous clouds gathered over the Senate. The senators feared the growing influence of Caesar, and their concern manifested in a series of political maneuvers to curb his power. Amidst the political machinations, a complex web of allegiances and betrayals began to unravel. Brutus, a trusted friend of Caesar, grappled with conflicting loyalties. As a senator deeply embedded in the Roman political system, he faced the dilemma of choosing between his allegiance to his friend and his duty to the Republic. In the heart of the Senate, debates raged like tempestuous storms. Senators like Cassius, envious of Caesar's ascent, plotted in the shadows, weaving a tapestry of deceit. Meanwhile, Cicero, the eloquent statesman, sought to mediate and preserve the delicate balance of power. Caesar, however, remained undeterred. He believed in the divine right bestowed upon him by the gods, and as rumors of a possible dictatorship spread, the Senate's fear deepened. The Rubicon, a river marking the boundary of his command, became the symbolic line that, once crossed, would irrevocably alter the course of Roman history. In 49 BCE, one of the significant events in Roman history was Julius Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon River, marking the beginning of a civil war that ultimately led to the downfall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. Julius Caesar, a military general and statesman, had achieved considerable success in his military campaigns, particularly in Gaul. However, his political enemies in Rome, including members of the Senate, became increasingly concerned about his growing power and influence. The Senate ordered Caesar to disband his armies and return to Rome, but he was wary of doing so, fearing political persecution. In January 49 BCE, facing the ultimatum from the Senate, Caesar made a momentous decision. Against Roman law, which prohibited a general from leading his army into Italy, he crossed the Rubicon River with his legions, famously stating, "The die is cast." This act was considered an act of war and rebellion against the Roman state, as it set the stage for a full-blown civil conflict. The civil war that ensued, known as the Great Roman Civil War, or the Caesar's Civil War, unfolded over the next few years. It involved several key battles, including the Battle of Pharsalus in 48 BCE, where Caesar decisively defeated the forces led by his rival Pompey. Pompey fled to Egypt, where he was eventually assassinated. Following his victory, Julius Caesar returned to Rome as a conquering hero. The Senate, weakened and unable to resist, effectively surrendered, and Caesar assumed dictatorial powers. Although he refrained from officially declaring himself a monarch, his actions and the concentration of power in his hands raised concerns among those who valued the traditional Roman Republic. The events of 49 BCE marked a turning point in Roman history, leading to the erosion of the Republic's institutions and the rise of a single, powerful leader. Caesar's actions set the stage for the subsequent transformation of Rome into an autocratic state, eventually transitioning from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire. The year 49 BCE laid the foundation for the political changes that shaped the destiny of Rome for centuries to come. Amidst the chaos, Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, entered the stage. Seeking an alliance with Caesar, she seduced the Roman general with her charm and intellect. Their union, both political and personal, added a layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Back in Rome, the conspirators, led by Brutus and Cassius, struggled to counter Caesar's military might. The Battle of Pharsalus, a decisive confrontation, saw Caesar emerge victorious, further solidifying his grip on power. The Senate, battered and defeated, faced the inevitable reality of a changed Rome. There existed a clandestine society known as the Shadows of Janus. This mysterious group comprised senators, generals, and influential figures who, disillusioned with the shifting tides of power, sought to manipulate events from the shadows. As the city teetered on the brink of transformation, a secret meeting of the Shadows of Janus took place in the hidden chambers beneath the city. Among its members were prominent senators like Cato, who fervently believed in the principles of the Republic, and Octavia, a brilliant strategist torn between loyalty to Rome and a desire for stability. In the dimly lit chamber, the flickering torchlight cast shadows on the faces of those gathered. Whispers of conspiracy echoed off the stone walls as the Shadows of Janus plotted to safeguard the ideals of the Republic, now threatened by the ambitions of both Caesar and the Senate. One of the central figures in this clandestine group was Marcus, a seasoned general who had once served alongside Caesar in Gaul. Marcus grappled with conflicting loyalties, torn between his respect for Caesar as a military commander and his allegiance to the principles of the Republic. His internal struggle added a layer of complexity to the dynamics of the Shadows of Janus. As the civil war raged on, the Shadows of Janus orchestrated covert operations to undermine Caesar's authority. Intrigue and espionage became their weapons, and Marcus found himself playing a dangerous game of double allegiance, trying to gather intelligence without betraying his former comrade. In a pivotal scene, Marcus, disguised as a messenger, infiltrated Caesar's camp to extract crucial information. The tension in the air was palpable as he navigated through the labyrinthine corridors of the military encampment. The fate of the Republic hung in the balance as Marcus uncovered a hidden plot within Caesar's inner circle. In the depths of Rome, a group of passionate citizens formed an underground resistance against both Caesar's growing tyranny and the conspiratorial machinations of the Shadows of Janus. Led by a charismatic and idealistic leader named Livia, the resistance aimed to protect the principles of democracy. Their actions ranged from distributing subversive pamphlets to organizing secret gatherings that stirred the hearts of common Romans. Amidst the chaos of war and politics, a forbidden romance blossomed between Lucius, a young soldier in Caesar's army, and Julia, the daughter of a prominent senator aligned with the Shadows of Janus. Their love defied the boundaries set by their feuding factions, adding a poignant and human dimension to the narrative. Their clandestine meetings and the challenges they faced underscored the personal toll of the larger political conflict. As the civil war unfolded, Caesar's pursuit of power led him to Egypt, where he became entangled in the political intrigues of Cleopatra and her brother Ptolemy. The Battle of Alexandria became a pivotal moment, not just in Caesar's campaign, but also in the intricate relationships between Rome and the Eastern Mediterranean. The clash of Roman and Egyptian forces unfolded against the backdrop of the ancient city, revealing the complexities of alliances and betrayals. This revelation triggered a series of events that further complicated the narrative. The Shadows of Janus found themselves torn between conflicting strategies, whether to continue their covert operations or seek a diplomatic resolution with Caesar. Marcus, burdened by the weight of his discoveries, faced a moral dilemma that would determine the fate of the Shadows of Janus, and by extension, the destiny of Rome. As the story unfolded, the Shadows of Janus became a mysterious and enigmatic force, shaping the political landscape in ways unseen by the public eye. The inclusion of this secret society added an element of intrigue, conspiracy, and internal conflict, making the overall narrative more captivating and unpredictable. In the aftermath of the battle, Caesar returned to Rome as a triumphant conqueror. The Senate, now a mere shadow of its former self, bowed before him. The people, torn between loyalty to the Republic and admiration for Caesar, grappled with the shifting tides of power.